All right, so if you would like a personalized transcendental meditation mantra, check the description below and let's meditate together. 20 minutes starting now.
Hey, how are you?
Tomorrow, you're set up to be here for tomorrow?
Sorry about that. That was actually my boss. And he just let me know what the schedule would be. But back to the meditation. That is a wrap. That was a solid meditation despite the distraction, but got a lot more to say on that, but I'll see you all in the car. Alright, so yeah, I am freaking cooked after that leg day. I'm feeling like I just got seared on a pan because that was freaking nuts. That was just a lot. But anyways, we conquered a freaking leg day, and that was it was a lot. We started with leg extension, and then we went into inner thigh machine, and then we kind of did like a giant set of, we did first 4 sets are squats. And that was just kind of like to test the waters because of my lower back injury. It's kind of one of those things I just want to see. You know, I was trying to push it as much as I could, but you know, not enough to where I'm getting more injured. And I think we succeeded. So I managed to get 315 for 9 reps, and it was pretty easy, like just because it normally is. But the pain level, it got to be, I'd say like a 7 out of 10 by the very end. So we cut it off there. We just went first set, literally just the bar. I just wanted to see what I could do, or I just wanted to see how it feels in the movement itself with very little weight. And then we went to 135, then we jumped to 225, and then we finally did our 315. But that was a good 4 sets, because you know I pushed it, but I didn't push it too much, so I was very happy with that. And then the other 2 exercises in the giant set were calves and then hamstring curls. And so hamstring curls, we did a laying hamstring curl this time, just to kind of, you know, test my lower back again, you know, because you use a lot more stability with your lower back when you're in a laying hamstring curl as opposed to a seated. And so that being said, that also went really well. They have, it's really cool. I like that they have like a plate loaded hamstring curl. I don't know, it's just something about it, like something about using plates as opposed to just a pin on a machine. I don't know, for some reason it's just more satisfying, I guess, because there's more of a visual representation of the weight. But that was good. We got up to 4 plates with that, which I would say is like the equivalent of probably like 100, maybe like 150 pounds on like a pin loaded machine. And it also depends, you know, like the pulley system. So, you know, it's tough to say, like, because every hamstring curl machine is a little different that way. But yeah, so that was freaking good. And then we did calves. So calves, we did like our regular standing calf raise. I really enjoy doing like a calf raise with straight legs, whether you're doing it like on a leg press or like a standing calf raise, because it just makes more sense as far as, you know, the stretch position, and then, you know, getting to the squeeze. Like it's just more of it's a fuller range of motion, I should say. So that was good. No qualms with that one either. I gotta say, this is one of the best leg days that I've had in a while. It's been, I want to say, it's been about like 2 weeks since I've been having to take it easy on legs. So today was the first, I wouldn't say I went freaking heavy, because I only went heavy like on one exercise, and that was the walking lunges for the second 4 sets. So like the way that my coach had it set up was I was supposed to do 8 sets of leg extensions, which we did, 8 sets of inner thigh machine, which we also did, and then 8 sets of squat, and then 4 sets of calves. So the way I kind of structured it this time, since, you know, my lower back is a little bit injured, is I did inner thigh, leg extension, calves. Those were all the same. But for the squat, we only did 4 sets, and then for the next 4 sets, I transitioned into walking lunges. So, you know, that it's a little easier on my lower back, but that was freaking good. That was the only exercise that I went pretty freaking heavy, because, you know, it didn't tax my lower back too much. And so we got all the way to 80s, which I think the most that I've ever done, because we're doing like 50 feet walking lunges, which, you know, averages about like 8 to 10 reps each leg for the lunges, depending on like how long your stance is. But that was freaking good. I had a lot of fun with that one, because got up to 80s. The most that I've ever done I think, are hundreds. And that was just, I don't know, it was like, I haven't done like heavy walking lunges in a while. And I don't know about you, and I don't, like, it's probably the way that I do it, but the thing that taxes the most for me, like obviously quads are freaking taxed at that point, but my glutes, dude, oh my God, that is just it really cooks them. Just by the very end, I'm pretty, like, if you're sore in between sets, just from the workout that you're doing right there, you know you're gonna be really fucking sore. So that was just that was kind of like icing on the cake. I really enjoyed those walking lunges, and even a guy came up to me in the locker room and he was just like, "Good work, dude. Those are freaking tough." Because he was outside on the turf at the same time I was, and he saw me doing them. But yeah, no, great leg day overall. That was just like, for the injury that I have right now, that was just really, really good. I'd say like one of the best leg days that I've ever had. Because you know those days where like at the very end you're like, yeah, that was like, I gave it like everything I could, given the circumstance that I was in. So that was cool. Really enjoyed that leg day. But anyways, really not much else to add to that. That was just a freaking great leg day. But the other thing that I wanted to bring up was for the meditations. Oh man, they've been good. They've been really good. I kind of came to this realization, because that's kind of what a lot of meditations do, is they kind of give you these insights. So there's like this parallel between working out and meditating. Now, I shouldn't say working out, I should say training, because you, like, working out is like cool, you exercise, right? Like you just do your thing, but training is like you are programming for a certain goal. So yeah, that's kind of the main difference. But the parallel that I found is, for training, what you do in training is you push your body a lot so that everything else is easier. Or, like if you're in a certain sport like bodybuilding or powerlifting or whatever, you're obviously, like, your goal is to do your best at your competition. But for training in general, and I would even argue working out as well, just exercising, like, you're like a solid exercise, or a solid workout, you're pushing your body so that everything else is easier and more effective in life and whatever you're doing other than working out. Now, in meditating, it's the same thing, except it's mental. So when you're pushing yourself to gently return back to whatever your meditation object is, whether it's like a mantra or like a body scan meditation or like a loving kindness meditation, mindfulness, whatever it is, you're pushing yourself to gently return back to the meditation object so that everything else outside of that is a lot easier mentally. Like your memory increases, or access to memory increases, your focus increases, even like your creativity increases, just because you have more space. And I think that's kind of like the parallel between the two. When you really push yourself physically, you are more effective in doing everything else that requires physical effort. And with meditation, when you push yourself mentally, you're more efficient in anything that comes, to like a cognitive process or whatever it is. because you have that space. Like, I think that's the equivalent, where it's like let's say, let's just take a workout. You know, you push, well, let's say you're hitting chest, right? Push your chest as much as you can, and then outside of that, if you need to, I don't know, like, maybe chest isn't the best example. Let's do like freaking shoulders, right? Push yourself, standing military press, you're just pressing up, progressive overload, you're getting stronger. When you're playing with, I don't know, like your kids, grandkids, pets, whatever, and you want to lift them over your head, you're more able to do so. You know, you're going to be less prone to injury, and you're going to be a lot stronger. Now with meditation, push yourself. Let's say you're doing transcendental meditation, and you gently return back to the mantra over and over and over again. Anytime that you're trying to be a little more focused, or a little more relaxed, or just a little more creative in whatever you're doing, you will be able to focus a lot more. You'll be a lot more relaxed. Chances are you're going to create a lot more because you're going to have the space to do so. You know, it's just one of those things where it's like, if you can create space to do what you love physically with working out by pushing yourself and like increasing your threshold, then you're gonna get the same thing with meditation. Like, you're pushing your mental threshold up a notch so that everything else just seems easier. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on it. Not really much else to add to that. I just kind of had that thought today where it's like, you know, you push yourself in anything and you're boosting your threshold, so everything below that is a lot easier. So that's kind of my 2 cents. You can look up all the benefits on transcendental meditation. There's a very good reason why I do that over meditations, other types of meditations, and it's mainly because it just works for me. Like, it's just like bodybuilding works for me. Transcendental meditation, I've always struggled with focusing on one thing at a time, and so when you have like one mantra, it makes the meditation way easier. I've tried other types, and yeah, they work, but they don't work nearly as well for me. And that's just through trial and error. That's just, you know, kind of noting what I do and how I interact with the world outside of that meditation. So that's just kind of where I'm landed right now. But anyways, I don't know if y'all have been keeping up with the world of the Arnold Classic, because it's coming up. It's March 6th, and I think it's February 25th today. So, dude, we got freaking less than 2 weeks to go, like a week and a half at this point. So, I don't know, for any bodybuilding fans, it's a huge Arnold Classic, just like all of them are. You know, they just get better and better, in my opinion. But I don't know, the top two, in my opinion, probably going to be Mike Summerfield, because his physique's just insane. He's got like crazy V taper. The one thing that I think he could probably improve are his legs, but that's just being nitpicky. And then Wesley Visitors, and I don't know if I pronounced that right, but those two, I mean, man, it is going to be one heated competition. I will say that. Sam Sulik's also going to be in there. I don't, like, he looks amazing, like, incredible. Like, not only, like, the size, conditioning, all that, but also, like, his skin has improved. He, like, you know, doesn't have as much acne. He just looks healthier this time around. So I'm excited for him. At 23, that's just freaking nuts. Going to the Arnold Classic, like, what an inspiration, truly. And also just being like such a chill guy about it. You know, it's like, it's not, you know, his only competition is with himself, and I really admire that. So yeah, it's right around the corner, and that's why it's kind of on my mind, because those are, I mean, Arnold Classic, Olympia, these are the best of the best. So it's really cool to see. And even though I'm natural, I definitely want to see, I don't know, just like the limits of the human body. I really admire, like, people who can balance all of it. Like, you got your training, nutrition, everything else dialed in, and then to also make it as healthy as possible. Whew, it's a lot to ask. Like, bodybuilding is freaking 24/7. Like, you cannot take a break from it. You are, like, if you miss like a night of sleep, you might lose some muscle. If you, I don't know, don't push yourself as much in a training session, you're probably leaving gains on the table. The list goes on. You know, you mess up on your diet for like one day, well, you know, in the grand scheme of things, off season, it might not matter as much, but dude, if you have a full-on cheat day, like a week out from a show, that is not what you want to do. You will, probably mess up like conditioning. Oh man, just to think about it, like, you've worked all that time for that one moment, and then, you know, you have like one moment of weakness. Oof. Yeah, that's just not ideal. At least in my world. Like, if you're really trying to do well in a competition, and not just do well, but freaking win, man, you're gonna do whatever it takes. So, anyways, that is freaking it for legs today. Meditations too, all of it. It's all done. But anyways, we have freaking chest tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that. I just recently saw Sebum he was doing like another variation of a incline dumbbell bench. The movement was the same, but he was doing like a 3-second eccentric, or just on the way down, 1, 2, 3, and then popping back up. That looks freaking gnarly. So I think I'm gonna try that tomorrow. But anyways, we're about 11 minutes from home. So, I mean, my work is about 30 minutes, so, you know, freaking knock it out. Get to catch up with y'all, and I don't know, just enjoy the day. The weather has been freaking nice here in California, so we are just enjoying it. It's been like overcast kind of weather, but man, it is warm. Like, the thermostat in my car right now is reading 69. But anyways, we're gonna get home. We gotta grub quite a bit because, I don't know, it was a weird morning with work and everything, and I was way too full to have 3 meals before my training. So we've had 3 meals in total today, counting the protein shake. So we got 3 more meals once we get back home. So I think we'll time it perfectly, because if I have a meal at 5:30, meal at 7:30, and then I don't know if I want to go as late as 9:30, but I'm thinking like 9 to 9:30. If we can knock out a meal then and then get in bed by around 10, it's perfect. That sounds like a freaking good night. But anyways, my friends, I will see y'all tomorrow for chest.